Welcome to Region 10. Welcome to Linden and a special broadcast of our program in the ring. We got a lot in store for you guys. Thanks for joining us. We got the fight card set and we got a lot of things to talk about. We got a lot of things to get through. We're in the mining town of Linden, Region 10, and we are set. We got this fella here to talk about. You all know Trump every day. Trump is in trouble. We're going to be talking about what he's got himself into today. We're going to talk about a little bit about that. In addition to that, folks, this U.S. Mexico relations, we got some things to talk there as well. And what's happening with Russia? We know there's a war with Ukraine, but they're doing some stuff with Jerusalem. They're doing some stuff with Israel as well. We think you guys ought to know about. And then we're going to turn our attention in Haiti. A number of leaders from Haiti in Jamaica right now. What's the latest with that, folks? With Haiti, folks, we gotta do more concerning Haiti as a CARICOM member state. We just gotta do more concerning Haiti. So we got some things in the region to touch on, some stuff happening in Trinidad as well that we think you guys ought to know about, should know about, and so we're gonna be touching on those things. And of course, when we come to the 592, like we can't even drive now. We can't even drive now. We can talk about that pickup and the Pericus telling. We can't. I know that the guy the vex, the low wages, the tired of this government. Whatever. I don't know what it is. And then some stuff happening too at President's College. Some stuff happening at President's College as well, folks. We're gonna be talking about those things as well. And then we got some other stuff we're gonna talk about. Local government elections, of course, we're wrapping it up. We are wrapping it up. Some folks went missing. Some folks went missing during this period. We're going to talk about that. And then, folks, these damning allegations against a sitting high-ranking member of this administration. My God, it's not the first time, too. We got to talk about that as well. Some serious implications here. Irfan Ali came out and made a statement today, said he saw what's been circulating on social media. He has weighed into that as well. We can touch on some of that. We're going to touch on some of that, folks. Again, we're in the mining town of Linden, and we are covering the water break is over. It's time to get back to the ground, and so that is, folks. We're starting with that this evening. We're starting with that. You know why we're starting with that? That's the opener. We're going to touch on what one of the speakers said there today. One of the speakers said the water break is over. The guys have hit the ground. They're saying thank you to the constituents. They're re-engaging members of the public, the citizenry here in Region 10, here in Linden. And this is the opener.
We're going to go on, and you have to give them a chance, because like we said, we are training our young people. We're giving them a chance on the stage of representation. And we are so happy that you are residents of constituency 3. We believe in her. And so it's up to your candidate is more policies. Ladies and gentlemen,
don't cry. Hi, Marissa, smile. Let's
I know whoever is going to say thank you for expressing confidence in me and the APMU team. I would like to say special thanks to you, Mr. Fowler, Mr. Dominic Clare, Mr. Darren Allen, Ms. Kifunis, and the LCW Women for the great support. Thank you to my family and most of all, you the voters who came up in your numbers and played the X for me and the APMU. Last but
let's get right to it, shall we? First up, guys, Trump is back in the news. Trump is back in the news. They're telling us that Trump went to a restaurant in Miami, and didn't pay. Didn't pay. Apparently, he was visiting. He was visiting there and met with some fans and supporters at this restaurant in Miami, Versailles. That's the name of the restaurant. He told everybody, eat up, food's on me. But the folks saying that Trump left Versailles without paying. An employee of Versailles, the Cuban restaurant in Miami, said that Mr. Trump visited on Tuesday following his indictment in that city. And he confirmed rather, that the former president didn't pay for any of the food during his visit. He was mobbed by supporters during his visit, apparently, and said to the crowd there, food for everyone. Food for everyone. The folks are finding out now that the former president left without actually paying for anything. Yep. Trump, folks. And, as we run Trump, they're telling us one of the lawyers are fighting one of some of his legal battles for him. This is the case particularly concerning the classified papers, and also there's a case concerning a lawsuit with CNN. James Trusty has left the Trump camp. He's left. They said that he sent a motion to withdraw as an attorney to the district court. He said he wants nothing to do with Trump any longer. Yep. One day, folks, you're in, one day out. Sometimes it happens like that. Mr. Trustee said he had differences between the counsel and the plaintiff, and Mr. Trustee is out. He no longer trusts Trump. The motion said that Mr. Trustee withdrew, or rather his withdrawal did not adversely affect Trump, as all arguments on the CNN motion in particular got underway. Yep. The man is gone. James Trustee is gone. And then, folks, there's this war between Russia and Ukraine. You might have heard of it. You might have heard of it. While that is happening, folks, we have Russia opening they're opening an embassy in Jerusalem. Folks, and that's one of the things we are tracking. Yep, they're opening an embassy in Jerusalem. The announcement of this new office, they're telling us, bolstered Israel's effort to legitimize the city's international. There's an effort to legitimize the city internationally as its capital. Yeah, Russia plans to establish a branch of its Israel's embassy in Jerusalem. They're trying to establish a branch of Israel's embassy there in Jerusalem. That's what the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said quite recently. Yep, they said the branch office of the consular section of the Russian embassy in Israel cements Moscow's claim to the land on which it is situated. Good. So that's what's happening, folks. Let's pretend there isn't an actual war happening in the Ukraine. Let's pretend that is not even happening on that front, folks. And that is some of the things we're covering internationally. But let's not forget what we're tracking with this announcement out of the U.S. That they are sanctioning a Mexico migrant trafficking gang. Yep, trafficking in persons. The folks there in the U.S. So we got to do more too here in Guyana as concerns trafficking in persons. And not only want arrests, they want a substantive prosecution and convictions as well. Be good with the facade. You're making arrests and confessions and all of that, and then that never becomes of the case. So there are sanctions now against this gang, this migrant smuggling gang. The U.S. is imposing that now, really clamping down on trafficking in persons. They tried to traffic us recently. At this recently concluded local government elections, we got to watch them. In my man's voice, we got to watch them. So that's some of what we're following down at that end, folks. Trafficking in persons. Yep, U.S. very, very serious about that. And folks, let us turn our attention now to some of the things happening regionally. Let us turn our attention, folks, to some of the stuff happening regionally. And they're telling us that the People's National Movement, the PNM, one of their MPs, he was honored quite recently in New York at Guyana's independence celebration there in New York. Prominent policeman attorney Keith Scotland. Keith Scotland, they're telling us, was presented with a historic congressional proclamation by Democratic leader in the United States House of Representatives, of course, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, and they're awarding him for some outstanding work that the MP has been given. It's a Trinidadian MP. So all of Trinidad has the opportunity to be proud. Of course, the UNC is going to find some fault with that. They're saying this is award is for his, this is the New York, the Guyana's Independence Celebration Committee, the Guyana Independence Celebration Committee of New York, Kite Show Award of Distinction for Keith Scotland's dedication to ensuring the preservation of the rule of law and the protection of rights of citizens of Guyana as an attorney in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. So, us folks, whether you're from Guyana or you're in the Caribbean, when we go north, we tend to do very, very well. And so congrats to the PNM MP, Mr. Keith Scotland, attorney at law. And that's some of what we're following, guys. Regionally, there was a prison escape. Guys, in St. Lucia. There was a prison escape in St. Lucia. Yep. And the folks are saying they don't know how this could happen. Right? They don't know how this could happen. The St. Lucia National Green Party leader, Mr. DeCaries? Andre DeCaries there. He says something fishy is happening here. I want to quote him. He said there is a need for concern how to secure this particular police station. The Babonneau police station. They said they're very, very concerned. Yep, they said this station is one of our new stations, so the facility should be much more secure. Folks, it probably goes without saying. We're still waiting for that official report, out of Mazaruni and what happened there with Smalley. Something fishy. And if the St. Lucians, a police station, a man got away. Imagine maximum security, a prison, and high-profile prisoner like Smalley walk out. Where Smalley didn't escape. Smalley left. But we need to know exactly what transpired there. We got to know what transpired there, folks. Yep. So we're watching that as well, folks. We are watching that as well. And so those are a couple of things that we're following, folks, in the region. And as we are in Trinidad, folks, as we were talking about Trinidad earlier on, the TNT Prime Minister, members of the government, and the Chief Justice, the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, and the Chief Justice, Ivor Archie, met recently. They're talking about the judiciary. Folks, this is how you move a country forward, This is how you move a country forward. You got to talk the talk, but we got to walk the walk as well. And we got a lot of issues right here to contend with, folks. We got a lot of issues right here to contend with as well. So the Chief Justice, Prime Minister, members of the Trinidadian government meeting, to talk about the judiciary, what is happening there with the judiciary in Trinidad and Tobago. They said the meeting happened on Wednesday, and it was an executive management team of the judiciary headed by the Chief Justice. The judiciary, in a statement, said that the meeting was for the purpose of discussing matters pertaining to the administration of justice. Ouch. The administration of justice. Yep. You all know who brought it into disrepute? Anil Nandalal. Before the Caribbean Court of Justice, the folks said he brought the entire administration of justice into disrepute. Wow. Trinidadians meeting there, trying to move the country forward together. You see, talking about the administration of justice, government meeting with the Judiciary Management Committee there. In the 592, folks, in the 592, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment, guys. In the 592, folks, we're following this this pensioner, now a prisoner remanded for the murder of this patient at the Dharamsala Dramadio Singh. We're following that, folks. They're telling us that this one Muhammad Khan 70 years old, a pensioner, is now in the custody of the state, rather, for the he's on remand for the murder of 62-year-old Dramadeo Singh at the Dharamsala. When you talk about the Dharamsala, you think about benevolence and helping others, caring for others, and so on. You don't think about murder. You don't think about murder, but that's what happened here, and we're going to have an update on that as soon as we can. But they're telling us that this gentleman has now been remanded. Mohammed Khan, 70 years old. Yep, that's some of what we're following, folks. You know, the police do all kinds of things. All kinds of things. We're following this, and it tells us that Rihanna Reginald, she was arrested. The court has now determined that to be unlawfully in 2020. November of 2020, she was arrested. She's from East Kanji, Berbice. Rihanna Reginald. The court says she was unlawfully arrested. She was held unconstitutionally. Nice time, folks. Nice time for Rihanna Reginald, because she was awarded $2.25 million. $2.25 million for being unlawfully arrested by the members of the Ghana police force on November 7th. She was held until the 11th. $2.25 million. I can see some of y'all saying, lock me up. Lock me up. Me mind being detained unlawfully. $2.5 million later, worth it. She was represented by Dexter Todd and Associates. Yep, $2.5 million. I can see some of y'all say, hold me shut. Hold me shut. You see? Hold me shut. Tie me up, choke me, tie me up. Whips and chains excite me. You can see some of y'all like that, folks. So that's one of the things we are following. Nice time, folks, for Rihanna Reginald. $2.25 million awarded. Unlawful detention. We're following, folks, right here in Linden, where we are. They're telling us a policeman was shot. He was shot. He detained a man who was involved in some kind of domestic dispute. Probably didn't detain him enough, because in the police station, they're telling us there was a scuffle, and apparently the man relieved the policeman of his service revolver and shot him in the leg. Why hasn't the Ghana Police Force tell us anything about this as yet? Why hasn't the Ghana Police Force told us anything about that? So that's one of the things we're looking for some more information on, folks. That is one of the things we are looking for some more information on. And then we got the lieutenant, the GDF lieutenant, who was killed in such dramatic fashion, robbed of his taxi. Yep, we're talking about Rondell Douglas. 2 persons have been held in relation to his murder, and we're being told he wasn't the deliberate target. He was a random target because they were after the car. That type of vehicle apparently is attracting a street value of $700,000. By the time the boys finished stripping it down, they were after that. There's no Robeson there. There's no Robeson. I'm all this way looking for Robeson. I ain't see in Georgetown. You know, been mad. I ain't see there. Been down or up in Kokwani or the side. I ain't see there. Where is Robeson? Where is Robeson? Folks, they said it was a random attack. It was a random attack, and our thoughts and prayers, of course, go out to the family, friends, and loved ones of Rondell Douglas. That's some what we're following, folks, in the 592. Crime spiraling. That's what I tell you all. Crime spiraling all the time. That's what we're following, folks. Let's turn attention to the Jagabats and the Crappos. The trench Crappos. Why don't we turn attention to some of that? You all saw the shenanigans at the Parika Stanley recently. You saw those shenanigans, folks. Vehicle just must have bat-ups overboard. Just like that. Overboard. You know? We're still trying to get some of the details on that as well. Just like that. Just like that, the vehicle took off. Bat-up. Just so, you know, just so the vehicle kick off. Just like that, the vehicle kick off. And then, folks, we're following this fire. They're telling us, Fire Nation! Fire Nation! A fire at President's College. They said it was contained to the canteen. You know, it was contained to the canteen there. We're still following that. We want some more information. Fire starters, Fire Nation, folks. Fires of the PPP. We're following that. They said it was contained. Luckily, there was no loss of lives. So there was Madia, there was Karasabai, and now there is something playing with my eyes here. There's President's College now, folks. There is President's College. Fires of the PPP. We're still waiting for some more information on that front. Good, folks. And as the sun sets here, the mining chunk of Linden, my home chunk, my born chunk, folks. You know what else we're following? They're telling us at the Tuition Primary School, a child has been now hospitalized because of bees. Because of bees. We got to watch that. How long has that problem persisted there? I'm certain if the folks give us the details, you'll hear. We make one report, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the result. We got to protect our loved ones. Folks, and do good by them. Those are just some of the things we're following. As we're talking about President, Jaglio, still talking out there, boasting up. You see, some news entities is talk half this story and left half. We see this headline here, the PPP secures 9 seats in Bartica. Local government is still there, folks. Concluding the local government election. 9 seats, one in Bartica. They ain't going to tell you up new with 9 too. They ain't going to tell you up new with 9. But these are some of the folks we're dealing with. And when you look at the results, 1 to 10, well, I should say the unofficial results, we're cluttered there. Every place they're looking for ropes, they're looking for Claudette, Kwakwani, Madia, Linden, you name it, Esikibo, we were there. Looking for Claudette. I ain't seen her. Where is Vishnu Prasad, Chief Elections Officer? And where's Giddens? Everybody hiding from us. We want to know. We want to see the official results. You see, they're telling you half the story. They're telling us half the story. And as we said to you guys, until the lions have their own historians, the tale of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. Yep, so they're telling us 9 seats, but after they did pretty well. And that is one of the reasons why we're here in the mining tongue. Because the water break over, folks. The water break is over. I hope Ali understand. I hear a long water break. I didn't hear from him in days up until today. As you know, senior government functionaries, serious accusations against him concerning a young indigenous woman, 16 years old, and she detailed a lot of things in a lengthy missive that is in circulation on social media. The old boy Ali said he heard about it, he saw it, and he ran out today, he crawled out, he swim out, he hop out to say that there shall be no tolerance for misconduct. No tolerance for misconduct. Yep, that's some of what they said, and picking up some of what was reported, and is being reported out there. They said, following a slew of allegations of sexual exploitation against a sitting government official, Dr. Irfan Ali reiterated his zero tolerance for anyone accused of or displaying such behavior. And then the report says that over the past few days, a Facebook post detailing the alleged allegation against the official has been making the rounds on social media. And when contacted, right, Irfan said, you see, you have to be contacted. Right? He did not receive a formal or official complaint, but noted that he saw the social media post. Yep. He said he has no tolerance for such behavior, and anyone found guilty of such allegation will be held accountable. He went on to say that as a government, we are committed to having any such facts fully investigated, and we hold dearly to our girls and women in every community, and we will continue to do everything to ensure their safety and well-being. Folks, how many times we got to go through this? With this particular government official, how many times we got to go through it? You call him, I can whistle. You're calling name, the man, I whistle. Call it name, the man, but not with my lips in the meantime. How many times we can go through this? Instance after instance. With this particular party, the PPP, how many times, good folks, are we going to go through this? Yep. And here is why, folks. Here is why, the wicked stink and dirty. That's why the talk is cheap. The action is something different. The action is something different. Yep. For the closer, folks. For the closer. I know we're a little away from the closing mark, but I want to give you some of what we've been covering here in Linden. The water break over Guyana. Not only for Linden, the water break is over. As you know, the authorities here, APNU authorities here, have been holding a series of meetings. A theme, the water break is over. Local government elections behind us. Let's move on. We got a lot of ground to cover towards the 2025 general and regional elections, folks. And here is some of what was said at this meeting. Everybody, how you
Now, I want you to understand, this that we are doing this afternoon second, and I can assure you, Linden and every other constituency, this is not our last. They can't argue we never got position, you know. We're aggressive. We have to be aggressive. Because when the circumstances requires that we be aggressive. The situations that facing our people and the challenges must make us aggressive. We don't have time to lose, Linden. We have a tall hard ahead of us. But I'm telling you, the same way we overcame what looked to be an impossible task in the campaign, we beat them then and we will beat them again. They took your monies, they took your resources, and they took them to embarrass you. And in return, you give them that embarrassment. Because as one brother said, when it was nominations day, I want to have her back. Because the calmness in the room was for the people. Some people panic. But that smile we saw on our faces, it was because we knew that in you we had hope. That we had hope that we would have overcome what that facade and optical illusion was in the sea of red. Where were we on the 12th of June? It was something that people put together optically so that they wanted to ensure that they distract people to give them an impression that Linden had gone. But you said no. You allowed them to go ahead with the outside fire t-shirts. But I want to address a very important thing in that process. Because we had casualty of war in that process. You see the first two areas, for those who believe in their own political differences, God bless them. If they want to be a part of the PPP, they have a right to. They have a right to. Because nobody has that right to take away from me to be an APNU. But you see, on the second principle, we got them hustlers. We know them. I just started to a genius hustler market. Because y'all know, we come from this hustle. That shop right there is known. This shop right there is known. We come from it. So I'm telling the brother just now, you said the show never happened. Because you know what? We know in the toughest time in this market. I know the man more than Father going away many nights can't make the box on. But you know what we knew? And what we said the starting on that second principle of those who follow the rejoicing as hustlers. I have never in my life seen so much a weak man. I love this market. We have never seen men surrender themselves and their own sovereignty to nothing. That is what occurred. So for those who want to follow the party, God bless them. But for those who hustlers came to you in this market and tried to hustle you over, let them show you where is the hustle profit that they have it. So then you come to the third reason, and this is the unforgivable one. That they made those people put on their jerseys, especially during nominations day. It was their own brothers and sisters who were then started to those who work. And we felt that they would be different. It had to match because they were demanding we all those white slaves. Put on your jersey, we're going to take care of you. You imagine that? And it ran the nominations then. I'm speaking about it because tomorrow marks 2 exact months when that nonsense occurred. So brothers and sisters have to buy on the streets with their choices so they can get their money. You know what is called in the Gamsonal extortion. That is what they did to the brothers and sisters. That is what they wanted this community to surrender to. So that's what they put up nominations do. But I'm planning to do the campaign. You know what? I'm planning that to you. Because when many of us saw nominations do, you know what God? That the People's Progressive Party is not only unstoppable, it's unbeatable. When we show them 12th Monday, that does nothing. Food, we eat that anytime. So then what was the campaign? We broke our campaign into 4 simple areas. So when they took us off the television, they took us off from our media. They said to us, you know what? Y'all can't go there and talk to y'all people. We will stop y'all. We said, okay, stop me. But you know what they could not have stopped? They could not have stopped the fact that we can do justice. That we can come back to you. We can come to you. And we can speak for each and every one of you. So in essence what they did is made our campaign even more effective. So what we call it? We call it party public meeting. That is the first phase of our campaign. It brought us right back into the masses. And we love it. Because the masses love it. So when we are finished with the first sign of the campaign, we know for some of you remember the first meeting at the market square. The second phase of the campaign was to not only see Sharma and Sharma saying that we are in the game and we are in the race, but it was more we started to introduce our second set of candidates. That is what we did in the second phase of the campaign. And for those who can remember that they first had Dominique speaking right on here when we introduced the second phase of the campaign. We saw all the candidates in the different constituencies when we went into the second phase of the campaign. But I want you to listen to this carefully. This is what the PPP did. In a very unorthodox campaign that we run, a very minimal campaign that we have to run, a campaign with no money, is done right on the front line, they give you a bowl of clock and a stick. A 5 times the 3 times in your clock, if you are separate clock. So when we are up against such a challenge, and we step on it, we step on the game. Here what we telling them in this second phase of the campaign, that we will organize ourselves beyond certain concepts. We're looking for a culture. That's the first thing we came to you in the communities and said, you know what? This was what our message was. That in this community, the PPP has gotten us in a state that we call the looking for it culture. It is. You listen. And the first thing the PPP did was bite the bait. The first man was Dario. Second man was the gospel. Because they can't click. They thought it was for them, but it was for the government. Because in that looking for it culture, it wasn't they who created it. They are victims of that culture. That first part of that culture when you came to communities, you know what the community said? Hey man, you know y'all made mistakes, and we accepted that. Come on, minute, Karen. Yeah, we accepted that. We accept that we made mistakes. But let me tell you something. The coalition made some mistakes. But to bring them back us in bed, Boston in bed, that is a mistake. To bring them back us in the East Coast, that was not a mistake. To kidnap young Tamika Clark while doing her job was a hostage taken by the Gala police force. So we can speak and numbers of names can come up. We can call Sampat, we can continue to call them in 3 years. And we are seeing even in the papers today an unfathomable scandal of some minister we hope that he is dealt with. Those things are not mistakes, comrade. You are bought our message. You are bought the fact that in that looking for it culture, you will not be carried away with that which they say that the coalitions made mistakes while getting away themselves with murder. Pay attention. You listen up. You say, well, what else in this culture that I listen to? You say, well, as you listen to it, they got you in a state of comatose. You're in a drip-drop situation. That if you don't drop a change here, and you gotta live like if you're on the bed in the comatose. And then like slowly they're going to give you a drip. And then another drip. And then another drip. And that is what they got you from Linden. And then we say to you, you don't have to live like that. You say, how come? And we say, because you're not look for it to them right over there, we don't get it. We gotta organize ourselves. We have to mobilize ourselves. And we have to go get it, but we don't get it. Yeah, we don't get it. Because the IMF tell me you get it. So the yourself tell me you get it. We tell me we are one of the fastest growing economy in the world. The IMF tell me we're growing by 65%. When China and America struggling at 10 and 5, we got 6 to 5. But sadly to report, in that same report said to us that as much as we got up like that, we say that 60% and 55% poverty. As much as we got up like that, while I listen to this particular part, we got a large amount of our people living in abject poverty. It's a difference between poverty. It means some people tonight, as much as some of them shaking their head right here, they're going to bed hungry. That's a fact. And this the richest country of the world. And when we talk that message and we're looking for a country, people say, oh, I want to hear from me. So we got their attention on the second part. And then we went to the third part. And we show them that in giving up for this drop, what you're giving up? You're giving up your dignity. You're giving up your rights. You're giving up the opportunity to see good governance in this society so that people can hold this government accountable. And you start to listen because you know with no accountability you will continue to live like this. And nobody can tell small business people and hustlers more than you. When the market start pinching, because you know if people pocket big, you money big. And you know that happening. So listen. And then you went into the third part of the culture, which said what we have to do to get ourselves out of this. And we have to organize. And you start to listen. And let me tell you what it caught on. Because last Monday, the highest number to be recorded of local government occurred last Monday by your votes. We moved the numbers by 103%. So by 103%, you went out after listening to that message and appreciating that the culture do exist and it is start looking for its culture. But how do you return the favor to the government? You return the favor to the government by giving us 8,020 votes. 8,020 votes. Give yourself a clap. Give yourself a clap. We have done better than any other town in this country. Any other NBC. It's not the base. It is to show your level of responsiveness. But on the side of your level of responsiveness, what does it say about your level of attentiveness? That even in your constituencies, when it was constituency 8, the West Rock Block 22 area, when it was constituency 7, the Bavarian Steel area, you turn out thousands of votes in each one of those constituencies. And in the constituency 1 area, where you have almost 2,000 people who voted for yours truly, and I want to say thank you to them. Now we will continue to put context to those numbers. You know why? Because we're coming up to the most important graph just now. A mathematician who like to call himself a mathematician like to give you mathematics. Mathematics. Let me put some of these numbers into context for you. You see that same constituency 1 we talked about? It is the largest constituency in Linden. By size, it is probably the largest constituency in the Caribbean. So you turn out, not by population, it is Population size in constituency 12 and maybe 13 in Georgetown measure in the tens of thousands, almost 100. And they got just over 2,000 votes. Right in constituency 1, you give 2,000 votes. You know what that means? What it says that people are locked into the message. It says that people understand the issues and are prepared to respond to them like they did respond 12th of June and respond also in those constituencies like one. But let me tell you what the mathematics now are tell you. You say, listen, this community, they're making inroads. They want to argue that. They said they went up by 500%. They told me brethren and sisters in the world, we won't deny or we would accept. That is mathematics. But let me tell you what they're not doing, and this is why it's mathematics. Because they can call all the numbers, the many variables, different factors, and I'll give you 4. Because one factor is exclusive, or every one may be more than the other. So we're talking about the first factor. We're talking about 3 parties over the past 2 elections that competed from general and local government elections. 3 parties. In this election, however, one of them didn't contest is AFC. The AFC did not contest. So the AFC got some votes in 2018 and even last election as the coalition, they got a pool. They got a pool of people. Alright? If they got a pool of people that they can dip into, AFC, and I don't want to be quiet, because if you want to learn to dismantle these sort of narrative that's being put up by the VP, we have to learn, right? So we go in the corner and people try to tackle me with mathematics, we can say that's not true. So AFC, who did not contest this year election, they got the voters. So AFC voters is going to be competed between APLU and the PPP. But they were not significant in numbers, and even if we got them, we got more than the PPP and that we knew. Sheriff Duncan is there, you tell the members that what they have to do, and they give you the support. So on that first claim, allow me to listen. So on that first claim of that 500% that Jack Blow is talking about, on that first claim, the numbers went up to say, getting the vote from Linden 500%. But remember the voters available in AFC, we got most of them. So you can't call that a big number in the 500. So we get to the second claim. The second claim we're making is crossover votes. Crossover votes. Now what y'all always do that? So I'm giving you all some names. We got all candidates. And we know where the following papers are crossover. Y'all make a fight for calling people in. We know Mr. Failure and Clover as a crossover. We can even say Mr. Calvin, Taki, went over as a crossover. We don't get extended further. We don't say anybody on call, we never know on team. Mr. Crossover. Mr. Crossover. So Uncle is a crossover. But the point I want to make is simple. Simple is the point. The point is simple. Now everything that these crossovers were to add to that 500%. Y'all are found to encourage and impressed by their ability to do that. What were these crossovers expected to do? We even at the past there's a crossover. Now, if they're crossovers, they're expected to go over with their followers. Y'all see followers, follow them? Alright. So that is a 500, that's a 500%. We know that the 500% can be by crossover significant, can be by AFC significant, so then they come to the young people on the list. Remember all them money they spend? Remember all them football they keep? Remember all them set they had? Those came directly after young people. Directly after young people. Who the barbecue? Remember the feed the whole Linden Independence Day? Remember the tents and systems in the street last week Saturday at 400 pence a pop? All of those things were to appeal to young people. So that's the third thing. Even the cash grant. So then you got now the third approach to make up the 500%. So that is now the new people on the list, young people. So they're going after them. They are significant indeed. Young people make up about 65% of the vaping population. So they pray for them. We pray for them too. We don't realize back with the Magnum, but we pray for them too. But outside of that, as much as young people hope for votes in this election, young people don't go to the polls. When you go to the polls, I think you are. Uncle Ari, Miss Betty, it was people over 65 that went to the polls. It was about 20%. And Miss Andre, I saw her. She make sure she saw me the morning. But hold on understand, we know this. Because when those scrutineers we had, oh man, those women, risky they are. We give them a pass start to protect the baby, and they only smell our vote for them the baby. Then watch it, the real life blood impression. The exercise was called Protect the Baby. Oh my goodness. These women get serious as a real life baby. But what they did with that exercise, and now listen, what they did with that exercise, they said they were able to see when you come in there. So that's all I know. It's Brian, Miss Betty, Uncle Larry, and Miss Drake's food. Because those scrutineers, the right there saying is Miss Betty, Auntie Brian, Miss Drake's food. So we know that as much as young people want to pay, then young people didn't play in because only 20% of them will vote. So then that can be a number for 500%. So we don't take it apart to 500% by saying it can be the AFC factor, it can be new registrants and the risk factor, it can be the crossover factor. Somebody in Nigeria, why you having a bucket, a really long bucket with a small container and a big one? Please. So we should go for that to you. So now here comes the third factor. The People's Progressive Party of the past three elections. From 2011, 2015, 2020 has always hovered around 3,500 votes within Region 10. That's their vote pool. The AFC is very different. In 2006, the AFC actually won a seat, which was cheated by them, by the PPP. So the AFC in this dance story, they take them insignificant. So they put that a voting pool that they can reach back into at times. The PPP got one. The PNC / AFP, and you got a bigger one. We went back into that pool. Because like 2018, we got just about 5,000 out of that pool. This time around, we got 8,000. Now that pool is what you call a reservoir. A reservoir of voters. All Jack Blair did was spend hundreds of millions of dollars to go right back into that pool. In 2018, we were back there. In 2018, have a big pool. They use a small cup. Get a cup. You got to count the cup. Come on. You got to bring a small pool. Hey, let's do. This is the idea. Let's do. So what y'all understand? This is a voting. Let's not be cut. No. This is the reservoir at 3,500. And you know, here what happened. We know life is fit in the mouth, you know. They will call the name again. Because this is what they see as attention. Those 3 myths have been dispelled. Watch what they're exciting themselves about. 3,500. 2018. 400 votes. Spend less money, get a big Guinness bucket. 2023. But in this same bucket, look at this. 500% vote. That is the explanation. They got more inroads from Linden than went back in the Linden. We don't take this for granted because this represents votes nevertheless. What it says to us is that we have work to do with our brothers and sisters. We are not going to take that sort of shallow reasoning that 2,000 people vote. There are many factors to that. It is not as simple as that. But we are banking on the fact that they went back into the reservoir. Of course, they could have gotten some AFC members. We are the parliament. Of course, they could have gotten some new young voters. So too would we, because we could have some young voters, because the list is up for anyone to go after. Look at the crossovers. What crossover brought new followers? In fact, the church man saying that people walking out the church rather than walking in the church. So then they cannot stand firm. And those are the claims. And this seems to be the likely claim that they want to come and bamboozle you. There's no home from this community. We have already said to them in this community, Linden is not for sale. And you are smart and wise people. But beyond that, we have already shown you what the 12th of June last Monday meant. It meant that you are very responsive. It meant that in the essence of what this country is built on, self-determination, 1763, coffee, our revolutionary fighters, it meant a lot on the 12th of June. You know why? Because people from time immemorial in this country know that we will not give up unless we have control over the systems that we want. That is self-determination. We must have the right to decide our destiny. That is self-determination. So when those enslaved Africans stood up and said that they wanted their own state, and they did that for 9 months in 1763, you did that on the 12th of June. You said you want your own representation to manage to run your own tongue. So what you in essence have done is to continue that rich line in the history of this nation. What we are doing even tonight here at Cotton Square, for those who remember the history, is this square did exactly what I am doing right now. Because the big tree would have been right there. The union workers would have come right here. Reed would be the prominent making of a backside worker. You will see how rich where you are. You are representing in itself at Coffee Square the history of the congregation of people who came together and listened to their leaders. We are bringing that back to you, Linden. So what you did on the 12th doesn't only affirm for the historical relevance and the contemporary history of this community, but it bodes well for the future going forward. Then what is the future going forward? So I want to give you that before we close. So this man on TV, you know, they say we went out when we come back here. We never left the thing, you know. People try to keep me away, but we never left the thing. I'm saying to you now, here comes an opportunity for mature politics. Here comes an opportunity for government to understand its obligations and responsibility to its people. And the first thing, the man in charge of the government, don't bother the other man, don't bother the other man, the man in charge of the government, is going to make malicious chants over people like myself known. They're not going to do give Charlotte this, and they're not going to give Charlotte that. Oh no, how arrogant can you be? You're giving me anything? If you only can't give it to you. So if you're speaking like that to me, I must be talking to y'all. It doesn't matter. You have to be arrogant to not see when you say that you're speaking to people. But you know what? Some people arrogance got no limit. And you saw it during the campaign. They feel they could behave as arrogant to rule anybody else and to get away with it. But the people show that the true power belongs to you. And you know why he's behaving like that? He smells fear. You understand the people game. And we know that this template will be exported. And we know that they know how to lose and we will beat them the next time around. We did this with $2. $2 we did this with. You imagine if you give me the 200 and the 2 billion they did this with, they don't see that government. That's what most reality money. It's not bills. You put just what is needed into this. Goodwill is the fuel that drives this campaign. Goodwill. Against the fuel of our money. And goodwill prevail. So goodwill again will beat them anytime after. So I want you to know, moving forward, we are mature. Yeah, we have to probably love this year get a little gray, right? But maturity says, if you're a leader, you subscribe to the principles that guides your leadership. What is that? We are guided by the Constitution. We're not begging job or the government for anything. It's not what they should do. It's what they must do. They have to. And that Constitution is built on ensuring that we have consultative, inclusionary, and participatory democracy. You have to be a part of all of those. So unlike what happened at Sports Club, you would have had to be consulted. Unlike what happened at Sports Club, you would have had to be included. Unlike what happened at Sports Club, you would have had to participate. That is what. We're not asking favors. Relax. We're not asking favors. We are saying to the government, simple. You have an obligation according to the Constitution to the people in this town to ensure that Article 30 is respected and people are involved in the decision-making process. The statutory agencies of the municipality and of the RDC must be in charge and must be involved in these decisions. So on those principles, the majority of the politicians should have said just that. That we want to work on mutual respect and mutual trust. And for that to happen, the Constitution is the guiding principle of that. The government understands every municipality works on that particular article. So they have to ensure that they subscribe to that. We have an entire article that says how local government must work. Chapter 28:1. Nobody asking favor. If you don't subscribe, then we have to do first of two things. We will have to hold you accountable. We will have to ensure that the rights of citizens in this town, they are respected. We will have to ensure that those things that are outlined in the Constitution to ensure Article 13, that you are involved in the decision-making process, is honored. So those things are important. We know exactly the other things that are needed, and I want you to know, here comes through the community. Because like we came to you, we will come back to you. We will come back to you to organize with you. Because many of the things that we want to fix, we want to fix them in them. This is a community that was built on self-help, on burning the town that is known as to the families of the DNC. Starting the close, homes and feed yourself, Linden was principle in that. Whether we talk about the house scheme, the senior scheme, the new wall, whether we talk about house walk, you see the people know the game. People know how we were built in this community. We were not built with our hands and knees on the ground begging. We were built with our hands and our knees constructing. So we know to rebuild in them. And we will rebuild together in them. So I don't know if you checks like them by the child over. Because we faced it before, we beat it before, and we'll beat it again. Thank you, Linden. God bless you. Operation Take Back. Operation Take Back. Londoners! 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 Alright, Linden is our own region 10 is real. One of the things I want to encourage us all, we have to ensure that we keep our tongue clean. You hear me? And we don't want people littering. We gotta keep our tongue clean. That's gonna get rid of those dirty spirits and those nasty spirits, alright? Tonight, once again, we want to say thank you all. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate, we love you. Stay blessed, stay calm, stay safe. Listen. We are back on our motorcade. So Sunday, join us with your vehicles, your buses, your cars, your